This week I researched ways to convert a procedural mesh back into a static mesh. To begin with, I looked into the possibility of creating a new static mesh from vertices and indices via blueprints. Unfortunately, Unreal does not possess this functionality, making it difficult if not impossible to use the procedural mesh data to instantiate a new static mesh. Next, I looked into ways to do the same via code. However, as my earlier research showed, Unreal's buffers are read-only and do not allow them to be used to write data into a new static mesh. My next approach was to look into using the keep simulation changes function. However, this can only be used on non-instance objects. Therefore, my current system does not work. However, when a non-instance procedural mesh is used, the changes to the mesh are not supported by the keep function. Thus, the mesh returns to how it was before the simulation started. My final approach was to manually create a static mesh from the inspector through the procedural mesh component. This saves a new static mesh into the assets folder, which can then be imported back into the scene after the simulation has ended with all the changes to the mesh still intact. However, if this static mesh is just dragged straight into the scene, it will no longer have any of the original's properties such as material or size. This can be avoided by changing the static mesh on the original static object with the new static mesh. Going forward, I would add a system that better handles user interaction, as the current system only allows the user to select an object once and change only one vertex at a time. I would also like to add other brush functionality such as the ability to raise a group of vertices to a point.